Amelia had met Edgar, Tabitha's nephew, during his stay at the Feathered Nest, her family's inn in Mells. It wasn't until after she agreed to marry him that he told her he was an earl from one of the wealthiest families in London. Amelia's father assured her that Edgar's wealth would be an asset in finding a cure for the ailment that had already taken hold of him. But wealth held no power over his illness, which overcame him just 2 months after their marriage. Tabitha, his sole surviving relative besides Winifred, his 10-year-old niece, had comforted Amelia by telling her their marriage had allowed him to pass peacefully, and that thought brought her comfort in the darkest days. And so did Tabitha and Winifred. All the differences in the world couldn't change their love for one another. They had weathered the tragedy together, and the difficulty had brought them as close as 3 people could be. With time, Amelia realized Tabitha was resolute but kind, and Winifred was young but resilient. Their family possessed a bond that couldn't be broken, and the strongest force on earth could not pull her away from this special moment. At least, that's what she thought. Then she heard a thump behind her, a voice cry out, and a rock sail past her ear. Reflexively, she ducked. The rock continued past the grey heron and sent it scurrying in a new direction. Gripping her cane, Tabitha stumbled backward, and Winifred, with no such aid, fell on her rear. "Beastly rock! I've fallen and torn my glove!" Amelia froze. She could have sworn it was the voice of her younger sister Margaret that pierced the fine summer air. But she couldn't be in London on a Sunday afternoon. Her family rarely left Mells, especially on a busy travel day, and yet— "Margaret Ann, hush!" Amelia spun around to see her sister dusting off a brown travelling dress with a knotted ribbon that might have been a bow several hours before. She was a grown woman of 18, but Amelia would have recognised the playmate from her childhood anywhere. The freckles across the bridge of her nose were emphasised by the pinkness of her cheeks, and although her hair, more red than brown, was plaited at the nape of her neck, several strands had fallen around her shoulders. Their mother, also in a travelling dress but much neater, stood beside her, with an admonishing look at the torn glove. Amelia ran toward them, not knowing which one to hug first. She grabbed Margaret because she was closer. "Madge! Mamma! What are you doing here?" "It's a long story," Madge replied into her shoulder, "and not a happy one." Amelia pulled back, searching her eyes, which were every bit as stunning as she remembered. Not quite brown, not quite hazel, but a light mix of the 2 colours that had the power to hypnotise.